Welcome back to the Pregame Sports Podcast, Episode 8, Numero Ocho. We took some time off last week. Wasn't much going on in the sports world. We were getting lazy. The Knicks were getting lazy. That's for damn sure.
Knicks were getting hot.
Well, they still suck. They were a little they were a tease, for lack of a better term. But don't worry, we got the same squad. Sitting here live with me today, we got the Dukes of Hazzard. You guys are out of your minds. Spencer, the Archduke Pearlman, and Abdul, Dullo, Koroma. You guys are out of your mind. Wow. And then of course, we have Mr. Mayor himself, Josh Tambor, via mobile telephone. Tambor, what's going on, buddy?
Sitting out here, I'm getting sick of the snow. I don't remember,
This weather sucks.
Why I came to Florida.
This weather freaking sucks.
Brutal.
Why didn't we stay in Miami, guys? What the hell are we thinking? Speaking of Miami, they are actually the hot topic of today's sports podcast. Both the city's professional teams and obviously the U. Canes basketball, the nice win over Virginia Tech today, so they are still alive. The Miami Dolphins potentially in the hunt for the big man, Ndamukong Suh. We'll talk about that. And obviously, probably one of the better NBA stories this year, Hassan Whiteside. We talked about him before. Guy's grabbing 25 boards a game like the past couple days. Unreal. The guy is a freaking monster. We'll talk about that. Some NFL trades going down. If you're a Jet fan, you probably had all of them had heart attacks yesterday. I bet you every hospital in New York City had at least one Jet fan having a heart attack out of pure joy.
Both sides apparently.
But the thing is, the Bears got nothing. Bears got zero. I mean,
they throw out picks to the Seahawks. It's like a first-round pick.
I guess so.
Obviously, it's a different team, and it's what you do with it. But
right. I mean, the bottom line is they still have Jay Cutler, so he sucks. So we'll see what happens. If you're a Bears fan, I feel bad for you, nevertheless. But yeah, we got a lot to talk about today. We're even going to touch on some early spring training news. The Mets and the Yankees. Apparently, Teixeira thinks he's going to hit 30 home runs this year. I don't think so. And of course, the Mets have some drama, as always. Apparently, Noah Syndergaard and D. Wright going at it. We'll talk about that. We got a lot to talk about. Stay with us.
Meet the best new defensive player in basketball. The basket. It's electronic scream and shot basketball. The more you scream, the more the basket moves. It's got moves on moves. Shoot short for 1 point, or you can drop the ball for 3. You can practice against the computer or go one-on-one with your pal. The louder the commotion, the wilder the motion. Scream and shot basketball from Tiger. Batteries not included.
Can't have the pregame podcast without talking a little NBA hoops. It's that time of year where you really got to make that push for the postseason. It's been a very exciting NBA year, I must say. Much better than a lot we've seen in the past, so that's definitely good news. Let's start, like we just discussed before, Hassan Whiteside continuing his absolute dominance. In fact, Dwayne Wade said it himself, this is not a fluke. He's the real deal. Spence, what are your thoughts on D. Wade's comments on Hassan Whiteside? Do you agree?
Yeah. I mean, the same thing I've been saying for the last X amount of podcasts. The guy's a humongous human being with an incredible touch around the rim, great shot block timing, great timing on shot blocking abilities. And the Heat article that you actually sent me talked about how he says that he thinks about where the shot's going to be missed, and even if he's not in the right position, because of his long arms, he knows he's going to be able to get a hand on it.
It's I don't know the exact numbers, but his wingspan is it's not even human, right? It's absurd.
9'5" or 9'7".
That's got to be one of the bigger wingspans in the league.
Combine that with his athleticism.
Oh,
it's crazy.
All right,
his second highest rebounding rate in NBA history, since they started keeping track of it, since Dennis Rodman's year when he averaged 19.
Yeah, he's one of the best rebounders of all time. That's crazy.
Best, yeah.
Spence, you know me. I love the hypothetical trade scenarios.
Yeah.
That's how I roll. I brought this up to you the other day, and I think it's necessary to talk about here. It's not going to happen, but hypothetically, Knicks, you suck. You're the worst worker in the league. You will win the lottery. You're the number 1 pick. Do you entertain being like, hey, Riley, You want Okafor, you want Towns, you want Russell? Give me Whiteside. Done deal.
Nope. Because Whiteside had knee surgery, and he's a big. He's 7 feet, 270 pounds, and he had knee surgery. So I wouldn't do it. I don't know if you guys would, but
Abdul.
I think that.
Are you sold by Whiteside? Are you on Team Whiteside?
I mean, this is the thing. It's like we've seen with the NBA draft that all these prospects can be so highly touted, but they might not pan out. And I think that especially the top, let's say the top 4 prospects, right? Okafor, Towns, Russell, Moody, right? Everyone's divisive on all of them except for Russell's the only one that seems the clean pick that people universally like. And Towns is getting hot too. But Okafor, there's so many detractors from him and Moody as well that I just think that there's no way that Riley would even entertain that trade. There's no way.
But as a Knicks fan, would you?
Oh, as a Knicks fan?
It's I think Whiteside's the real deal. I'm afraid of the
I think Riley likes this guy so much that if you threw Westbrook at him, he probably wouldn't even be. I think Riley. This is Riley's pure gold asset that he has.
That team is real severely geared now.
Yeah.
For winning because that's a good starting five.
And once Bosch comes back, that could be dangerous. Bohr, real quick. The Atlanta Hawks beating the Cavaliers. Should we look too much into that? I mean, come the spring when the playoffs start, everything's a clean slate. But do you think the Hawks can compete with the Cavs in the East potentially and beating them in what most people think will be the Eastern Conference Finals?
I'm finally starting to buy the Hawks today after Chauncey Billups got up this morning because he was asked, well, does your team present similarities to the 2003-2004 Pistons team? And after stepping back and looking at them, he's totally right in that there are some similarities. So I'm starting to buy the Hawks a little bit after I haven't bought them all year. I don't think we should be concerned because we've seen what LeBron does in the playoffs. He turns on a whole other beast mode that he has.
Dude, he's the real beast mode. I agree with you in that regard. I think if LeBron wanted to, he could lead the league in scoring every year, but that's just not.
Everything.
Yeah, I mean, he's unreal. I love when he just turns up the gas. It's a sight to see. All right, so we're all Knicks fans. We all knew this was going to happen, but they teased us. They gave us some wins. Then they go on the road to Indiana. Bargnani has 25 points, which who thought that was going to happen? But they lose by, 30? And it was ugly.
That games. All right, so there was 1 point. Who was the first blowout against?
Raptors. No, Raptors.
No, they beat the Raptors.
Who's after?
The Kings, yeah. DeMarcus Cousins.
Against the Kings, in the third quarter, there was a point where if you combined our field goal percentage with the amount of points that we scored, we'd still have fewer points than the amount of points that the Kings had.
That's pathetic.
Yeah.
Dude, this team, the only good thing about this Knicks team right now is Lou Albinson's man bun. I'm telling you. That man bun. He cleans up. There's no question that dude cleans up that man bun.
We're going to have a bet. If I win, he's the porn stash. And if he wins, I have a man bun.
I think that, honestly, in the amount of cities that Albinson's been in over his career with
dude, chicks dig the man bun, man. I don't know why, but he probably cleans up with that thing.
Probably does.
There's no question. Nobody rivals the man bun with that guy. Who knows, but
Spencer Hawes tries.
He does. That's true. So yeah, no new news on the Knicks really. I mean, they suck. People are worried that Adam Silver's not going to give them the number 1 pick if the lottery. He's not an idiot. The guy knows that New York needs the number 1 pick.
He's not going to give anything. I still don't think it's rigged. That's just me.
Oh, the '85 draft was rigged. We all know that.
Rigged. I don't think since then.
That's probably a good point.
Now if it's rigged and they get caught, they're sued.
That's true. And with social media, who knows who will find out things. But injury front here, Wes Matthews going down.
That was bad.
Abdul, that's a big deal.
And what's the worst thing about him that I feel really bad about him? He was a guy that I was looking at, I'd say, he could possibly have gone a $35 million, $40 million deal, a free agency.
He was getting double digits a year.
Yeah.
He's a Marquette guy. Undrafted.
So what sucks now is that, I don't even know what type of contract. Maybe a 1-year deal.
I think
a player option or team option the second year.
No,
he lost a lot of money.
It'd be a player option.
He's screwed.
And the Portland
Blazers are screwed.
No, I honestly think from a realistic Knicks fan, to try to always be grounded, he was going to be our number 1.
Oh yeah.
Our best side.
I would love to have him.
He's screwed.
But as a positive form, if he takes a 1-year deal, the cap's going to jump up from 70-ish million to 95.
That helps
he's going to get huge bump.
That is true.
So
he's paying for he's playing for a contract.
Yeah, so
Absolutely.
he'll get 7 next year, probably 7 to 8 next year, and then the following year it's going to go up to like 15, probably.
No, that's a good point. But obviously, Portland was.
That's a huge loss.
That's a huge loss for them. I mean, no one's talking about him, but I mean, they can compete with anybody, right? I mean, and without him, that's obviously a massive loss. Did we confirm, is he out for the year?
Yeah.
It's a torn
Achilles. That's 6 to 9 months.
Dude, that's brutal.
He's supposed to be back. I mean, now it's going back to the trade deadline. When
Exactly.
That was a huge pickup.
That was.
What a save.
I'll tell you, that Blazers management, they do a heck of a job.
A hell of pressure on that Blazers bench, which was already cracked.
It was terrible.
Yeah, like
it was bad.
Garbage.
Now, guys like Robin Lopez are going to start scoring more, and that's not his game,
That's not his
obviously.
game at all.
But I mean, there's going to be pressure on him.
Myers Leonard.
Myers Leonard,
has a lot of
Illinois.
potential.
He's been shooting 40% from 3 this year.
That's
And he's
crazy.
big kid, 271.
Who would have thought?
Right? 7'1" kid, yeah.
He's big in the upper body, very slight in the lower body, which is a problem.
Bradley's not very smart.
Yeah,
he's kind of a clown. I've heard the same. Staying out west, Nate the Great Robinson, who has the same Nate Robinson that got arrested for public urination.
That shot in our own net as well.
Mm-hmm. Left-handed.
He's now going to the Clippers.
Yeah.
Bohr, should we be excited about this? Like, what's your thought on this? What's your take?
I don't know what to make of it, honestly. Look, Dave Robinson's a veteran guard. He's going to help that team, I think, in some fashion. I don't even know who the backup guard is. It shows how much
Rivers.
Oh, he's better than Rivers. It's garbage. Garbage. Oh, yeah, he's much better than him.
Garbage.
Oh, I forgot. Oh, it's a tremendous upgrade that is. I mean, he's a cloud and a half. So, tremendous job by the Clippers management then for procuring
what's that conversation like with the father-son coaching duo? It's like, by the way, we got Nate Robinson because you're not that good.
I think they have like a sort of like, it's weird. Their relationship seems kind of cold because they didn't really grow up together.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Because Doc was always on the road.
Yeah. He said that he's like a coach to him. He's not a dad, which is sad.
That is pretty sad. That's a that's a weird situation.
Douche, but
well, that's another story for another time. Really, Spence, you brought this up. Really a great topic to discuss. If the season ended tomorrow, I think we could all agree that there are 3 MVP candidates that are on everyone's mind. James Harden, Stephen Chef Curry, and Russell Westbrook. Spence, I'm putting a gun to your head. Who's the MVP? I'm not actually putting a gun to your head, but hypothetically.
So ever since Howard went down, I think Harden gets a slight nod over Curry. But if Westbrook continues his ridiculous streak until the end of the year, like if it's not triple double, if
it was quiet last night.
Yeah, and he still put up
40 points. It's 8 and 7. Yeah.
But I think Curry's MVP candidacy is waning a little bit while Harden's is picking up. And I do think Westbrook's going to have a chance, even though he's missed almost a quarter of the season.
But Westbrook has those. What was the streak you told me?
It was 4 triple doubles in a row, and
does Jordan?
Jordan was the last one.
9 in a row, right?
In 10 and 11
That's
games.
ridiculous.
That's absurd.
Yeah,
that's absurd.
Westbrook is putting up disgusting numbers.
That's the thing, though. Watch their games. Like, obviously Westbrook's no Jordan, but the fact that they're very they attack the rim with that head of steam. They're like ambidextrous in the paint, freak athletes, and they have a nice mid range. It's I don't know.
He took 5 dribbles coast to coast.
Oh, that slams.
And just slam-a-jamming it down. That thing was like, oh my god, it was unreal with the face mask.
Face mask is good luck.
It's good luck, and he's got the blue headband now, the new look. I mean, it seems to be like Harden probably is the on paper, but that's going to be something to really look out for. Real quick before we move on to football, Ray Allen not playing this year, according to his agent. Be interesting to see what his future is. And
you can't take a full year out of that.
But you know what? If this ends up being his last storied career, and I would obviously a lock for the Hall of Fame.
Pressure 3-point shooter.
But DeAndre Jordan and Chris Paul stepping up since Blake Griffin. We'll see what they will do, but. There's so much going on in the NFL that we're going to have to switch topics. Stay with us.
Here's my nephew Scruff about to run into trouble again.
Hey, Bobo, where's your video game? In here. Oh, look at this. Uh-oh. It's my dad's. You want to hold it? What'll I do?
If you get my new comic activity book, More Adventures with Scruff, you'll find out what you can do about bullies and guns. And you'll see lots of games.
Cool.
For your free copy of my new comic activity book, just write Scruff McGruff, Chicago, Illinois, 60652, and help take a bite out of crime.
I want it. I want it.
I'm telling you, the NFL season is, what, a month and a half over?
It's not. It's always close.
It just keeps on coming. The stories are great. And it makes me just, I cannot wait for football season to start again, as long as that is from now. But a lot going on, really. Let's start with the trades, because just a lot of blockbuster moves. We're a New York-based show, so I guess we'll start with the New York fans. Brandon Marshall going to the New York Jets for a fifth-round pick. The Bears get nothing. And the Jets now have a very interesting 1-2 punch with Marshall and Eric Decker. Obviously, having a guy like Brandon Marshall is tremendous. Every Dolphin fan I know is fuming at the fact that he is now back in the AFC East after his short stint with the Dolphins. Here's what I'm thinking about this, though. There is no way a guy like Brandon Marshall, who, let's be honest, is a real prima donna.
That's what I was saying.
There is no way Brandon Marshall goes to the Jets with Geno Smith behind center. I think this is pure evidence that the Jets are not done and that Geno Smith, no chance, is the starting quarterback next year. Do you agree with that?
I think, like, you can't go into camp with Geno.
Come on. It's Geno Smith. It's garbage.
Yeah, but I think that, honestly, it's just such a Jets move because, like, just what you said.
Such a Jets move.
No, because how much of a head case is Marshall?
He's huge head case.
This is his fourth team?
Yeah.
Fourth team.
Everywhere he goes, everybody hates him.
Wants to get rid of him for anything. Fourth round.
It's be the same thing.
Issues?
Borderline personality disorder.
Yeah.
That was very politically correct of you.
Right?
Not borderline. The guy's a nutcase.
I think, you really, and I think
come on.
No, the main thing also, it's like, I think the Bears did it legitimately for culture change, because that's how bad that culture in that locker room is.
I don't think Jeffrey's that good, though. Just gonna
great for the fantasy team this year.
He was?
He was great for this.
He's hurt, though.
But when he was playing, he was great for me.
He's a monster of South Carolina.
Yeah, 6'5",
But I mean, so this is definitely a sign that the Jets are. You gotta like McCagnon and Bowles making it. You gotta give them credit. They're trying to improve right away. You gotta give them credit there.
It's the exact opposite of what Idzik did.
Exactly.
I think that
awful.
Idzik's awful. But like, I think the main thing with regards to what the Jets are doing is that, like what you were saying, I still don't think they go quarterback with that 6th pick if Mariota falls. I still don't think so. I don't think.
Telling you, I'm sticking by that Chip Kelly theory. I'm sticking by that. I'm sticking by that. I could be totally wrong.
We can lead right into the McCoy thing. Perfect.
I think that's a great transition. LaShawn McCoy, Tambor. LaShawn McCoy is out of the division.
God.
How great is that?
Thank God.
What are your thoughts on the trade of Buffalo? That dude is finally out of the division. And you know what? If you're a Patriot, Jet, or Finns fan, you're like, God damn it! Like, why is this guy out of division now?
I honestly thought it was a good move for both sides.
Tambor, talk to me.
Well, so at first when you see it, you're thinking like, oh, holy smokes, what's wrong with you, Chip Kelly? But you got to dig deeper on this thing. One, they get Kiki Locke, who was when healthy. He missed all of last season. He had 169 tackles in 2013. He's a tackling machine. He's going to be part of a great linebacking core there in Philadelphia. But then, Philadelphia isn't done and decides to slash Trent Cole, slash Corey Williams, get rid of some premier offensive tackles they have. Chip Kelly's clearing house. He's doing his player management his way. And I got to give him credit for that. I actually think it's a terrific trade for both sides. Then the Bills
that I agree with. It's not like the Jets Bears trade was clearly lopsided in favor of the Jets. I think this is definitely more even. You're right. And you know what? You couldn't have said it better. I could have said it better myself in terms of Chip Kelly is literally just Belichick in Philly. It's the same organizational structure, and he's not taking instructions from anybody but himself.
I mean, he has 10 players in this team.
I mean, they completely.
Oh, he's not done.
They completely collapsed last year.
Yeah.
I mean, I think even with them, I mean, we all know he wants Mariota, obviously. I mean, that's the thing that I want to see what he's going to do with that.
I think they go after Spiller.
Spiller, that would work out. That would work out really well in that offense.
That would work.
CJ Spiller.
They're talking about how he's great running out of the shotgun.
Yeah,
he is.
That's
their whole offense.
Yeah.
I remember freshman year, University of Miami, we played Clemson at home. Spiller had like 450 all-purpose yards against us, and like the upset win. It's like that was a
really high scoring game.
Yeah, that was the first. It was in overtime.
Yeah,
that was the first time I saw Spiller live. I was just like, this guy is a freak, and that was. I mean, obviously the Canes lost. That sucked, but that was really entertaining show to watch him play. He's unreal. He can catch. He's a great receiver too. So those are the trades. In terms of free agency, a ton of stuff happening. Beast mode Marshawn Lynch is coming back. 2-year deal, $12 million the first year. I mean, it was a no-brainer, right? You had to make that move.
I mean, they don't have anybody else who's really a weapon outside Russell Wilson on that team. But I think
Turpin's a pretty good back.
I mean, and I actually like Christine and Michael actually more, like the third one. But I mean, frankly, I think that it's a 1-year deal. It's a 1-year deal. It's not a 2-year deal. It's like $12 million. I think they paid a lot, but the Seahawks really need another weapon. I think that they can't go into like another year. I mean,
they've been fairly quiet.
Yeah,
I mean, besides Marshawn, they've been pretty quiet. I'm kind of surprised by that
because they're working on a massive Russell deal, and they're so capped out with all the other defenses.
When are we going to find out more clarity about Wilson's deal? Is that within the next month we'll know?
Before training camp.
Yeah. I mean, he's going to get
huge.
He's going to make a lot of money.
$60 million guaranteed.
By the way, props to Peyton Manning for taking less money to improve the team.
Oh, come on, man.
I mean, I like it though. He's LeBron.
He's made $200+ million.
I know. That's what I'm saying. But it's good for him. He realized I don't need the money. I'm just trying out my team. I'm just saying.
He wants to win. If you really want to win, you take $5 million and you free up 14, so we can bring back actually like Demarius and Joyce. I know you don't like that much.
He's made.
But Eli makes more than him. I just think it's hilarious.
I mean, Eli has more Super Bowls with him.
That's true. That's true. Best quarterback of all time? Yeah. Eli Manning. No, I'm just kidding. But speaking of the Giants, so Tambor is probably upset because the Giants have franchised Jason Pierre-Paul.
Working well.
Tambor, just real quick, vent.
Why are you going to pay him $14 million?
You hate him.
This before.
I hate JPP. I don't get it. We talk about this every day.
I hate that they did this. I understand the objective for them is that they want to sign a long-term deal. I understand that they think at 26 he still has a lot of room to grow.
It's huge upside.
And I understand that he makes a difference on the field statistically, as we have seen in past weeks. That being said, the guy has. If you were a real scout of talent, you would have saw that 9 of those 12.5 sacks came when the Giants were mathematically eliminated from the playoffs, which he basically did the money dance. He was bopping and doing the money dance for the whole second half of the season, just like Justin Texas. So I'm desperately concerned about why they did this. I think it's a huge cap hit for them this year. I know the Giants have a lot of cap room to work with.
Well, speaking of that,
they're running some free agents. But
what are you thinking about? What are they going to do with that?
Don't be dumb. Don't be dumb.
But they have no other end. And they have Spagnuolo back, so they're going to rush the passer. Who else would you have?
Well, I mean, the Dalvin Sue's on the market.
The point is not about who else they have.
He wants New York.
He wants New York. Jets guy. They have space. They have like 40 million space.
Boar, is Antrell Roll coming back?
No, I hope not either.
I as much as I love Antrell Roll, and he's 32 or 33, I think with the franchise tagging of Jason Pierre-Paul...
That pretty much ended it, I think, unfortunately. I love him. He's a great leader.
If the Giants go out and sign Devin McCourty, which is now rumor on the street that they are actively pursuing him in the same manner they pursued Dominic Rodgers-Cromartie, we will sadly have to wait to buy Antrell Roll. If it were up to me, I would give him a 2-year deal. I would make it heavily incentive-laden, and I would front-load it so that the back half of it is not as big of a concern. But I have a feeling he is on the way out.
How about Reggie Bush? Reggie Bush, free agent. Let's get him. Sign him up. It couldn't hurt.
I mean, honestly, I say it's like an injury-prone back. I mean, and I'm not a free agent guy. Like, I love the fact I'm just a building through the draft guy because I always feel you can find cheaper, younger options, especially a back. You can find a productive back in the 7th round. I'm a Bradshaw like we did back then.
I mean.
But I think, honestly, if we can get I mean, Devin McCourty, even with regards to him, I think we're priced out. Like, we're going to be priced out unless we restructure Eli's contract, which doesn't seem like what we're going to do.
Eli's not going to take less money.
I don't think so.
Eli wants that dough.
Yep.
So
sorry,
here's the thing, though, to that point. I think you're not looking at Reggie Bush as a 400-plus running back. You're lining up Reggie Bush in the shotgun, and you're getting him to mismatch with that linebacker or mismatch with that nickel corner, and you're going to free up some of the other weapons on the outside. Reggie Bush in that offense, if it's running efficiently as it should be, is 75-catch running. He's not there to pound the ball down their throat. Listen, you can let Andre Williams pound it for three yards in a puff of smoke, which is excellent at anyway. But his objective is not to pound the ball 300, 400 times in a season. His objective in that offense is just catch the rock and make a guy miss.
No, I mean, that's definitely a good point. Obviously, Giants still have some holes to fill. It'll be interesting to see what they do. We will obviously stay on top of that for sure. Real quick, before we move on to college hoops, big man Sue is available. Looking very likely he's going to Miami, although, like you mentioned, Spence, he does want to come to New York. Is this guy, first off, his talent's worth $100 million. Yep. There's no doubt about that. Is his... another emote, we'll call it off the field or on the field behavior. It's his on the field behavior. Is that a risk worth taking?
Yes.
I think it is.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, it's not that bad. I mean, it's just a bit of hard.
So if he gets suspended for 1 or 2 games, he's still playing 14 out of 16. You're still going to end up having one of the best defenses in the league.
Joe Philbin, though, coaching him, I could see that being a disaster.
You know what, actually...
Philbin can't handle anything. He's terrible.
No,
coach.
I mean, I think that...
Sorry, Joe B. and Chad.
Yeah, I really
it's true.
He's over his head. I mean, but, it's like another thing. This is going to kill any team that signs him is going to kill their cap. It's like going to absolutely destroy their cap again.
Yeah, and the Dolphins.
I'm not a fan of putting that much money into a defensive tackle either.
I agree.
One is disruptive as him, though.
I don't think so. You just do it because you have DN quarterback left tackle. That's what you do.
We're going college hoops. Stay with us.
Sword and shield. Time for the duel of your life. Suck 'em back with sword and shield. Just blow 'em up and put your hand inside. Hold up your shield, get ready to you come. Stay on guard and suck it to 'em. You're on the battlefield, so you buck 'em and you bop 'em while you're dipping your dust. Suck 'em back with sword and shield. Like a pillow fight with guns and hat. Comes with one suck 'em bumper sword and one bop and block shield.
I'm telling you, it's March, and it doesn't get any better than this to be a college hoops fan. I'm telling you, it's unreal. Let's start with the Canes first, obviously the bias school. By the way, Vanderbilt playing pretty well, actually. Spence, just pretty good. I agree with you. I think the Canes-Vanderbilt will be an epic, NIT battle.
We need that.
Yes. Assuming the Canes don't get in. That will actually most likely be a realistic matchup. I really would think that. But the hope is still alive for the Canes. Huge win. I mean, huge win over Pittsburgh on the road. Very tough place to play. Of course, they almost blew it. They turned the ball over, and there's a full court press. They turned the ball over, and their best three-point shooter had a wide-open three that he missed. I mean, they almost blew the game. But, of course, they found a way to win, thank God, because that would have obviously ended the hopes. They go to Blacksburg, Virginia today, blow out Virginia Tech, which is, expected. They kind of suck. But Castle Coliseum's not an easy place to play.
And with the expected gains to Miami, you should expect the unexpected.
Exactly. So anything could happen in Miami, right? Eastern Kentucky, Wake Forest, Georgia Tech. I mean, the list goes on and on. Fun fact, when Sheldon McClellan shoots 50% or better from the field, the Canes are 13-0. What does that tell you? Angel, stop shooting, pass ball Sheldon. All right, I'm done. Canes.
Well, so wait a minute, just before that, so Lecomte today was the leading scorer with 22 points. And Angel did not even get to start or get to miss. And your favorite guy, Yvonne Cruz-Uceda with 17 points off the bench.
Who would have thought Cruz-Uceda was going to have 17 points? No offense, though. Cruz-Uceda's been very inconsistent, needless to say. But Lecomte stepped up huge in Angel's absence. And obviously, I think that was the X factor today. So Tambor, correct me if I'm wrong, it looks like they have the 6th seed going into the ACC tournament this week?
That is correct. They do have the 6th seed.
I think they play the winner of Wake and who else?
And Virginia Tech.
All right, so I'm gonna go on a limb and say Wake wins that game, and then they'll probably play Wake. They'll probably play Wake in the first round, which won't necessarily be easy, given the fact that they did beat us earlier this year. I think it's safe to say that we need 2 wins. We need 2 wins in the ACC tournament, with beating Wake, and then we would play Notre Dame, I believe, after.
Ooh.
So that would be a nice win to beat Notre Dame in the ACC tournament. So that's what's left. Bottom line is, you got to win. Survive and advance. That's the mantra for every team this month. Other news, other teams. The Kentucky Wildcats have completed the perfect regular season, 31-0. I think they completely destroy the SEC tournament. I think there's no chance. I don't want to say no chance.
Vanderbilt and LSU have size.
That's true.
Like, I don't think Vanderbilt's going to win, but
they do have size, which is what you need to beat Kentucky.
Yep.
I'm going to go on a limb and say that they.
Yep.
I'm going to go on a limb and say that Kentucky wins the SEC tournament.
They definitely will.
Michigan State had a big win today. I know they were looking kind of iffy. They had a tough loss to Wisconsin, but the Big Ten looking very competitive. That's going to be probably my most intriguing. Besides the ACC, I think that's the most intriguing conference tournament. I think Wisconsin's probably the favorite. Tambor, what were you saying?
So I was just about to say, Indiana today, a tough loss to Michigan State. Good win for Michigan State on their resume. Indiana really needed that going into the Big Ten tournament. If they had been able to get to that 20-win mark going into the Big Ten, much more in. Their bubble shrinking just a little bit in terms of getting in.
Absolutely. Other conference tournament, I mean, everyone's major conference tournaments this week. We have the Big East, which isn't the same aura as it used to be. It's still at the Garden, obviously. Villanova's the favorite, but look out for the Johnnies and look out for Providence. I mean, I'm not sold from Villanova. I don't
know anybody on their team.
Yeah, exactly. Like they had the Italian kid who got hit by that guy, the Seton Hall guy, punched him in the face.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they have this guy Josh Hart who almost committed to Miami. You suck for not going to Miami.
Right.
But yeah, I mean they're not like a star-studded team. They win games. I think Sir Dominic Pointer, Tambor's favorite player, and Rasheed Jordan D'Angelo.
You see his dunk yesterday?
Yeah, unreal. Guy's a freak.
Yeah.
So I think Villanova should be careful in the Big East.
Sir Dominic has the potential to give St. John's a run in the Big East tournament. If he gets help from Rasheed Jordan in particular, because Rasheed Jordan coming into the season was supposed to be a big contributor for them. Unfortunately, he has not contributed as much. Rasheed Jordan needs to step up. He had 21 today, so maybe he's finding his spot.
Right.
But no, Rasheed Jordan also, and Phil Green.
He shoots the lights out, that guy.
If they get Green, Harrison, Jordan, and Pointer going, that's 4 of their starting
tough
five.
Team to beat. It's a good team. Do not count out the Johnnies, and they're going to get in. By the way, I think they're in the NCAA's. They would make a very, very interesting 8-9 seed for sure. Other tournaments, we talked about the ACC tournament with the Canes, but the Big 12. I mean, I think Kansas is probably the early favorite, but anything could happen.
All right, I think Texas might be one of the
Yes, they need to do well.
They have the size, they have the athleticism on the wing, and they have the really, really, really good point guard in Isaiah Taylor. Like they're threatening.
I don't want to play Texas in the Big 12.
I think they're threatening the NCAA tournament too.
Oh
even though they've had an up and down season.
They're on the bubble though.
Yeah, no.
They are.
Because they're very, very young.
Yeah. Oh, they're. You think Turner comes back?
I don't know. That's a tough.
So Texas getting a very important win today against Kansas State. Who some people were saying on the bubble, I have no clue how that is.
Because
Kansas State can play with anybody in that conference. Watch out, even West Virginia's playing well. Oklahoma State, that's Baylor. Probably Baylor. Exactly.
Baylor's all young guys too.
Baylor could easily win that. I mean, Kansas is the favorite, but
Ricardo Gathers is a rebounding machine.
He's the one that had
25, 30.
He's like Whiteside getting those rebounds.
But 6 inches smaller.
Exactly.
Smaller.
Pac-12, Arizona and Utah. That would be the dream scenario. That would be a dream Pac-12 championship game, and I think it will be. I think there's nobody. Clearly, the top 2 teams in the conference, in the class. Utah Elite Eight. We've talked about Utah the whole year. Spencer spotted Puelto in the beginning. Great fouling by Spence. I'm telling you, when you're filling out your brackets next week, by the way, our podcast next week is completely devoted to Selection Sunday. All four of us will have our brackets ready to go, and we will discuss our picks. So look forward to that. Utah, don't count them out.
Yeah.
Real quick, going back to the ACC tournament, I think Duke obviously is probably the on-paper favorite. Justin Anderson not playing because he had that appendicitis, which is a huge blow.
Yeah, but he's not. I don't think. When does it start? Next week?
It starts this. Yeah, they won't play until Thursday or Friday.
I think he'll be back.
He'll probably be back. Hopefully.
So I'm going to go out on the limb here and say that Rick Pitino is going to steal some magic from somewhere, and he's going to come in.
They need Chris Jones. They don't have Jones.
Tournament.
It's tough.
They do not have the backcourt depth that they once did, but Rick Pitino's a winner. That team is hungry. You watch, they are going.
Harrell is a beast. I'll give you that.
But if you put a bigger body on him, like anybody on UNC, any of the four big guys from UNC besides, I think I was just going to say
a sleeper.
But I don't think Louisville has a chance. I don't think so.
It's going to be a really entertaining tournament.
If Wayne Blackshear was the player everyone thought he was going to be coming into a senior year, like, the 16-point-a-game guy averaging 45% from the field, like 40 from 3, fine. But instead he's averaging, 9 or 10 with 39% from the field? Like, for a potential first-round pick coming into the year, that's terrible. Like, it's a huge letdown, so I don't see Louisville doing anything.
The ACC, I mean, Duke has probably the best starting five, but they have no depth, so that's obviously an issue. Let's talk real quick about bracketology. In terms of, we discussed Miami is now slightly better than they were a few days ago. They're now the first four out, according to Lenardi. Before they were the next four out. He has 7 teams from the Big Ten and then 6 teams from the SEC, Big 12, Big East, and ACC, followed by 3 in the Pac-12, Mountain West, the American, and the Atlantic 10. If I'm looking at this bracket right now, and the East Regional would have Virginia as the number 1 seed, the Midwest, Kentucky, the West, Villanova, in the South, Duke as the number 1 seeds. I think there's no question that Villanova is the most likely to lose of that 4 of the number 1 seeds. I think Kentucky probably is the most of a lock of the number 1 seeds to get to the Final Four. And when you look at the 2 seeds, that's going to be crucial. Where does the committee pair up these 2 seeds? Because you have a Kansas team who could easily play with Virginia, and it looks like they would be the 2 seed in the East, according to Lenardi. Wisconsin, they would put them with Kentucky. That would be probably the most epic Elite Eight matchup ever. And then you look to the West with Arizona. I think Arizona is significantly better than Villanova, in my opinion. So I think Arizona would probably beat them in a potential.
Being the 5 seed.
I think UNC as a 5 seed is scary. That's an Elite Eight team, maybe. And then Duke, Gonzaga being the 2 seed, that would be really interesting. Who's the big Polish guy?
I don't know.
There's Sabonis.
Yeah.
But Sabonis.
Yeah, Sabonis can't body anybody.
That's true.
He's got to get strong.
The Polish guy with no right.
Jefferson,
that would be a really good game. Mm-hmm. You know what? Like, Gonzaga could hang with Duke because they have more depth than Duke does.
And great coaching.
Yes. That would be epic.
The ball over.
No, I mean, you're absolutely right. That would be an epic matchup. But needless to say, the conference tournaments are always super exciting to start off March well. Even this weekend, you'll have some of the smaller mid-majors playing their championship games today and tomorrow. I know the Metro Atlantic Conference, the MAC, they play tomorrow night. The favorites there, the Iona Gales are the favorite, but we'll see what happens there. Tune in next week for our exclusive special on the NCAA tournament, but we have one more segment. We're talking baseball. Stay with us.
And Grandma, what big teeth you have.
Well, my dear, all the better to eat. Huh?
I think somebody's hungry.
Honey Nut Cheerios. I hate it when this happens.
Because real golden honey makes every O the irresistible part of this good breakfast.
Sorry, Red. Nothing personal.
Honey Nut Cheerios.
Now I feel just awful about that grandma thing.
Spring training is underway, and as a Mets fan, I must say I was very excited when on the ESPN SportsCenter alert came on across my phone screen saying that Matt Harvey had thrown 2 perfect innings and clocked out at 99. That was just like the best news I could have heard that day. And if you're a Mets fan, you have to love that. Obviously, it's early. It was only 2 innings, but it doesn't really seem like he's missed a beat. I mean, I'm knocking on wood here, but he looks like the same Matt Harvey before the Tommy John surgery, which is obviously pretty rare. Other Mets news, David Wright calling out Noah Syndergaard. Noah Syndergaard's the 22-year-old, probably one of the best pitching prospects in baseball. Basically, there was an inter-team squad, whatever you want to call it, scrimmage, and Syndergaard was eating lunch in the clubhouse, and David Wright did not like that because it was during the game. Usually, I guess the unwritten rule in baseball is that the older pitchers generally are the ones that can pick on the younger pitchers, not the position players. But David Wright, being the captain, being the vocal guy, said, "Dude, you can't do that." Laid in on him. There was some drama in the media. He apologized. David Wright apologized for doing that in front of the media, but I don't know. Is that too harsh on the 22-year-old, or do you think that's the right move?
No, I mean, I think that's like you definitely want to instill locker room discipline, and it's always good. I think that's a good thing about Wright. That's why you're captain,
right?
And he's always been a vocal guy. So it's I think that's one of the things that he had to do.
I hope he hits more. I hope he starts to hit more home runs though, because they keep bringing the fence in at Citi Field every year. It's like, all right, we're gonna bring it in a little bit more closer to the infield. It's like when Shea was knocked down, before it was knocked down rather, he was hitting home runs left and right in that park. And then Citi Field is built. You can't hit a damn thing out of the ballpark, and hopefully he'll start hitting more home runs now that they've moved the walls in. But Mets looking good. They're still paying Bobby Bonilla a shit ton of money, but pardon my French there. But other than that, I said it before, I'll say it again. Every Met fan I talk to is all in. They are all in.
Just one of the promising years in the wild.
And that's,
I can't remember that.
Yeah, I mean,
it's like
06. It was 06, 07. Like the Met fans, we are all in this together. I'm telling you. The only problem is that the Washington Nationals just keep getting better. I mean, they're
insane.
They're insane. That rotation, Bryce Harper, beast. Like
you look great. You look great so far.
It scares the hell out of me, man. It scares the hell out of me. Let's go across town to the Bronx now. I know Tambor and Abdul. You guys are big Yankee fans, but you're also rational Yankee fans.
Okay.
Mark Teixeira apparently changed to this gluten-free, dairy-free, estrogen-free diet, and now he hits sugar-free, like everything free, and he claims he can hit 30 homers, 100 RBIs. I'm sorry, I laughed when I read that. I laughed. Tambor, I mean, come on, you really expect that to happen?
Well, yeah, unless he's eating dirt and grass smoothies and having Powerade, which I don't even think he can have because that has sugar in it too. He's not hitting 30 home runs. He's not batting in 100 runs. He probably isn't going to even hit close to 260 for that matter. You're basically paying him a bunch of money to play Gold Glove first base, which, don't get me wrong, is not the bad thing, but not at the salary you're paying him. Look, the Yankees have this inordinate problem at this point where their pitching for a change is not going to be the issue. I'm actually fairly confident Nova can come back healthy in June and July.
Game today too. He looked okay.
That's big. You need Tanaka to look good.
Yeah.
I think Tanaka's going to be okay. I think Pineda's going to come back great. Sebastian is a wash at this point. He's not going to do anything. But the Yankees aren't going to hit. The Yankees are going to lose games 2-1. They're going to lose games 2-0 because they just can't hit. It's going to be a long and painful season. Abdul, I will still go to a Yankee game with you because I love the Bronx and going to watch baseball with them.
Hell
but they could probably be very bad.
I mean, I would be surprised if Teixeira by the All-Star break has 16 homers. I don't know, maybe I'm being too harsh. I don't know, but I just don't see it.
I mean, you can even see it right now. I mean, I know spring games are absolutely nothing.
Right.
But you can even see, sometimes, I mean, we're starting, Digger Gregorius like that,
Yeah.
Drew, both guys can't hit. So many other guys, are just not weapons at all.
At all.
So, yeah, it's like Tambor saying, it's like, we're just not going to score a lot of runs.
And the A-Rod drama is obviously... A-Rod looked good.
He looked good.
He looked good.
In shape, too.
Yes.
Great shape,
The A-Rod drama just doesn't stop, by the way.
You remember that thing with Michael Kay?
Yes. Oh. Well, please. Share your thoughts.
So they've had beef now for 4 years. I don't think they've had said a word to each other. So I think like as he was rounding third base, something Michael Clay said hi, like hello Alex Rodriguez, and then A-Rod goes hello Michael K. That's it. That's all he said to each other. And like, can you be more awkward than that?
I mean, and then who was the thing you were telling me about how the doctor that he sued had to do the physical on him?
What? Like, can't make stuff up.
A-Rod, I kind of feel bad. A-Rod's gone through some shit, man. He's just been through. But the cool thing was, he comes to spring training decked out in Canes gear, which I thought was pretty cool.
He loves the university.
He loves the U.
He committed there as a dual sport prospect. He was a great quarterback.
Yeah.
He was a great quarterback.
That's a travesty. It's a travesty that the university, I mean, listen, it's a free country. I can't say it's travesty. It's a travesty that the university lets him market that brand in such a way. They should rip his name out of anywhere associated in the university.
He gave him $1 million for the little baseball stand.
You got to be in marketing 644, bro.
And to our fans of the show, in case you guys didn't drift, I actually really don't like Alex Rodriguez. I think he's been a candidate for this team for a long time.
Really? I couldn't figure that one out. I didn't know that. That's news to me. Tambor, you had mentioned that you Darvish potentially might need Tommy John, but it's not confirmed. That's a huge loss to the Rangers. Huge.
Well, so they don't know how long he's going to be out. He's mulling having Tommy John, which could mean losing him for a season. I think the bigger thing here outside of Yu Darvish is the Tommy John phenomenon at this point is exploding in the MLB. It feels that every year more and more guys have Tommy John, and to me that sort of leads me to want to look at, okay, is this guys are overtraining? Is this, guys are just doing the surgery because it's easier or they don't need to? I mean, it's a little bit alarming, actually, at the rate that's going up. We obviously hope that Darvish is okay, and we want to see him pitch. He's great for the end of baseball.
He's got great stuff.
It would be a tough loss for the Rangers, especially how I think they used over 35 different starting pitchers at one point last year.
That's a huge problem. That's not ideal for sure. And then you had mentioned Hunter Pence also hurt. He has a very awkward swing and running motion, but he's definitely a good player.
Yeah, he's out 6 to 8 weeks, and we also just found that Josh Reddick for the A's out 4 to 6 weeks with strained oblique.
God damn, guys dropping like flies.
The left coast over there seeing some injury-laden players to their teams. Both guys important to both of those teams. So, Reddick will come back. Pence will probably miss some time into May, but, I think both of those teams will still be competitive.
Now, who's the clown that tripped on, the sprinkler and, is out for the year? You know what I'm talking
about? Michael Saunders of the Blue Jays. He is out for 2 to 3 months.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's 2 to 3 months.
His ankle.
But still, come on, man. Watch your walking. Jeez.
He was shagging fly balls and tripped on a sprinkler. Not a joke.
Bad. I shouldn't laugh. That's bad, dude. That's bad. How embarrassing is that?
Get well to Michael Saunders.
That's like Luis Castillo when he was in the Mets, twisted his ankle, and he was out for a few games because walking down into the clubhouse. No, it was the dugout. He was walking to the field of the dugout, trips on the steps, and twists his ankle. Only the Mets, right? No, the spring training underway. Looks like literally a month from now, the regular season in baseball will be starting, the way too long 162-game season. Very unattractive for fantasy baseball.
I love how Manfred was like, we're going to shorten it to 152.
It's not, what difference is 162 154? I have to make it 162 or 100. That would make
100. I like
sense.
That. Round 100. I actually like that.
And plus, you had the September call-ups, but nobody watches baseball in September because it's unless there's a really cool race. But generally speaking, I'm very concerned. By the way, I'm a big baseball fan. But I'm very concerned with the future of the sport.
The pace?
In terms of, not necessarily the pace, but just the popularity.
Oh, it's waning. Definitely waning. You got your hardcores, but I think
our childhood heroes are gone. Yeah. Just crazy to think about.
I think that this next wave, what's weird though is that there are good young prospects.
But they don't market them the way they used to.
Exactly.
They gotta market the crap out of these guys, and they don't.
I think also it's because you have, I think also the fact that there's not a young Yankee star too. That's all, that both New York teams have. Right. Hopefully you guys change that. You need this market for baseball to be big.
When New York baseball is good on both, it's a big deal in this town. It's a big deal
throughout the country.
Right. No, you're right. I mean, but having the Mets and Yankees be competitive obviously makes for a great summer in New York. But needless to say, as a Met fan, I'm excited. Hopefully no one gets injured. But stay with us for our final segment, the personalities.
We're back.
Personality segment time. We got some good ones today. I'm going to start it off. We didn't talk about this in our college hoops segment, but that's why I figured it was appropriate to discuss now. I am the head coach of Syracuse University, Jim Boeheim. Just this past week, Syracuse discovered and self-reported 10 violations, which primarily involved my basketball team, a little bit in the football team, but these date back to 2001. I did not oversee issues such as academic misconduct, extra benefits, and the failure to, as the NCAA says, follow its drug testing policy and impermissible booster activity. Other violations include academic assistance and services, and I was not able to promote an atmosphere of compliance and monitor my staff. Therefore, I was vacated, I think, was it 168 wins?
Jeez.
Was very close to Coach K's 1,000-win mark, but now that's not the case. I am appealing this because I think I deserve to. Yes, I 100% agree that I did not oversee what I should have done. I let this stuff happen. My own director of basketball operations was having my players' logins for their academic accounts, and I mean it was sketchy, and I missed that. But I am one of the classy guys in college hoops. Guys like John Calipari are getting away with murder, and here I am. I have to vacate over 100 wins, and even though a lot of people hate my program, including our host of this podcast, I deserve better than this. The NCAA, time and time again, has proven that they are an awful organization, whether it's the handling of cases at Miami, USC, even in football with Baylor and the homeless incident. I mean, it's just they're just coming down on me, and I think this is too harsh, and I'm appealing for a good reason. And we did everything we could to self-impose, but ultimately, the NCAA is not the NCAA needs to be disciplined themselves, not just me, but the NCAA, and that's all I have to say. Go Qs, but not really. All right, Spence, you are Russell Westbrook. You're killing it right now.
I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. Check my stats. No, that's it. I have 4 triple-doubles in the last 5 games, and the 5th game I actually was on pace for a triple-double, and then I just started shooting the ball all the time. But I was trying to win. People can say that I shoot too much. I say I just like keeping the pressure on the opposing team, and if you actually listen to analysts and coaches and whoever, they'll all say they love my attack mode.
Beast mode?
I don't know. People complain I think I'm the real engine of the team. Kevin Durant's a great complimentary player, but I think I'm the guy.
Whoa, Westbrook!
That's the alpha on the team.
Westbrook, yeah. I like it. All right, Lovie Smith. You had Winston.
I had Jameson last
week. Talk to me. How did that go?
I had some crabs, crab legs.
Yeah, did he bring you crab legs with that?
Yeah, I did.
Were they from Publix?
I think that, especially, I had him in really early. This is, kind of unusual to have a prospect in this early. It's usually about 3 weeks that they start to look. I think I'm zeroing in on him as my pick.
Is he your franchise guy, you think?
I think so, because I think I've done my homework, and I don't think that he's that much of a off-field head kid. I think he's just a stupid, immature kid. That's going to come with time.
You trust him?
Yeah. Especially I trust him to be talent-wise too. And he's going to have, I like the 1-2 punch to Mike Evans. I think Winston to Evans would be that's a formidable punch for 10 at that game.
As a head coach, you got to love that.
Jeez. But I think it's also because I got improved because I looked atrocious. My team looked atrocious, especially the Thursday night game where I got destroyed.
You guys are
murked.
Mauled.
Wrecked.
I'm not allowed to say some of the things that happened to you guys.
It was bad. So,
yeah.
No, definitely, I think I'm zeroing on Jameson my pick. I want to change the franchise.
So he's the number 1 pick, huh?
I think so.
All right, you heard it here first, folks. Number 1 pick, Jameis Winston. The coach himself said it.
Horse's mouth.
Now, John Gruden, you're back. What's going on?
FCC.
Yeah, well, thanks for having me again. And I'll tell you, I was looking at the NFL Combine last week. Lots of guys coming in there. The guy I liked the most, Philip Dorsett from the University of Miami, I was coach there. I kind of like Cuban coffee, man. Maybe I should have gone. But the guys I really want to take the most, the two llamas, those guys are the best guys in the Combine, man. 4.5, 240s, great broad trunks. I think I'm going to invite them to my quarterback camp. Next great mobile quarterback. They're probably future to be like Michael Vick. I want to think dogs are a lot like llamas. Well, I don't know if I want them to be a little bit like Michael Vick, man. The point I'm taking here is, I know Lovie Smith was just saying he wants to take Jameis Winston. But I'll tell you, I think there's probably some better quarterback options out there. Maybe stay with Mike Glennon. Maybe go with somebody, I don't know, just not Jameis Winston. But I'll tell you, man, I'm looking forward to having my llamas in my camp. It's going to be great for my market.
Coach, you going to have Jameis Winston at camp?
I'll probably have Jameis Winston, Marcus Mariota. I'll even bring Jimmy Garoppolo, the Italian stallion, back.
Coach, I'm looking forward to you bringing those quarterbacks in. Folks, that concludes the show. Like I said before, we will dedicate our show next week entirely to the NCAA tournament. Selection Sunday is on the 14th, if I'm not mistaken. And that night we will have our brackets already filled out, and then we will release it probably that Monday morning. I've had successful brackets in the past. I've had some unsuccessful brackets, but I think between the four of us, we can certainly help our viewers with their selection choices. A few things: do not buy that Jaleel Okafor is a Superman and can lead them to the national title, because they don't have any depth. I'm not saying they're not going to be the Final Four. I'm just saying don't let the media influence your brackets. Do the homework, and you'll find that maybe you'll win that office pool. Maybe you'll win that Yahoo pool, wherever you're in. We're trying to help you make some money, and we're going to help you with that next week. Tambor, you had mentioned Harvard-Yale, potential one-game playoff if something happens, right? What's going on with that in Ivy League hoops?
So if Harvard wins and Yale loses, a one-game playoff will happen for the Ivy League championship.
They don't have a conference tournament, so that's kind of cool that they just, all right, we'll do a one-game playoff. That would be, I would watch that game. I would go on a limb and say I would watch that game. I never thought I would say it. I never thought I would say I would watch Ivy League hoops on TV, but I think I actually would. I think that would be a very entertaining game. What I would like to see is like their law students, right? Like Yale Law and Harvard Law. Like, actually, no, I would take Team Cardozo any day of the week. Yeah, boom. My future lawyers with me, Spence and Abdul, obviously the Dukes of Hazzard. God's sake. But yeah, we have a great show next week. Don't be surprised if Tambor has St. John's going to the Final Four. He loves Sir Dominic. He loves Sir Dominic.
I don't know. I'm taking the Johnnies to the Final Four, but at least getting out of the first round.
I'm telling you, I agree with Spencer. UNC sleeper. At least not to win it all, but just like to go far. I like Tokido. I like Bryce Johnson. He needs to put on some muscle. But other than that, I think he's a great player. Canes will find out their fate this week. Watch your conference tournament. It's going to be good. Watch Wessel Westbrook continue to dominate. And maybe this week we'll also have some more NFL news to report. All right, folks. Yes. It's going to be a lot going on. Folks, thanks again for watching us, rather. Special shout out to Joshua Dudley Baumoehl for his work being our producer. He's also quite the personality with different Twitter handles, so look out for him. And, just the guy's a monster. And
he's not going to be too happy with that.
But anyhow, thanks for joining us, and we will see you next week for Selection Sunday. Take care.